Rally Law Show, where all your views matter.
Hello everybody. Assalamu alaikum, Sastakar, Namaskar to all the listeners. This is Attorney Shah Parali for the Shah Parali Law Show, and today I have Michael on the board with me. Michael, I hope you can hear me properly. And we are talking, of course, about immigration law as usual, and we'll be talking also about debt settlement after that. And today we're going to cover many topics on immigration law, and we will be opening the line at 510-657-1170, 510-657-1170, and that's the studio line. And anything I'm telling you today is my opinion. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. If you have any questions, please call our office 510-742-5887. I repeat that number to our office, 510-742-5887, and the number, of course, to our the website is attorneyonair.com, attorneyonair.com, or just type firalilaw.com, whichever is easier for you. So let us talk a little bit about things that are going on. Before I start, I'm getting a lot of this question. I have not done an update on H4 EAD for a long time because we're thinking no news means good news, and we don't know, it might be bad news too. Bottom line, the last thing that we know is that the lawsuit with Safe Job USA has been answered by the Trump government, stating that they will be maintaining their situation on their position on basically taking away the H4 EAD. However, they have not really put forward anything on the OMB board to comment. So that means we still have some time. And I think that the reason they are doing that, and I think I mentioned that before, is because they have faced a lot of battles when they try to do the same, or something different for VAWA, but not VAWA, I mean for DACA. And ultimately, they don't want to be facing the same hurdle probably. So they are trying to prepare something which will pass muster. And unfortunately, at this point in time, we can only hope that they will not take it away, at least for a little bit. So right now, there's no need to panic. H4 EAD is still there. You can still apply. But at the same time, we need to get ready. Just like I predicted before, maybe I hope I got it wrong, it will probably go away. But it all depends what will happen in the next elections. It will also depends on the political situation, and if there will be a fight by the H4 EAD themselves against that. So let's hope, let's pray and hope that they will not take away the H4 EAD. Just to let you know, there's a huge support from Congress people for the H4 EAD. There's also a huge support by big companies for H4 EAD. So that might influence them to a positive outcome. So let us hope again, and that's the update I have. Unless there's something different, people can mention and call us. But that's the update I got. So let me take some callers, Michael. This is Shah. Yeah. Hello.
Hi, Shah.
Hi.
I have a question on Form I-765. So recently, for my husband, their employer has extended his H1, applied for extension of H1, and along with H1, we have submitted my change of status from F1 to H4. So currently I'm on F1, so we submitted I-539 and also for to change of status to H4 and also for H4 EAD. So for the Form 765, they have submitted a form that is already expired with date 02/28/2018. But I think in the USCIS there is a new updated form which is expiring on 5/31/2020. So will this be still okay, or will USCIS consider the form that is already expired?
You need to check till when they will accept the form. Even sometimes they put the new form, they also put a note that they will still accept. I don't have access to the website right now to tell you, but you might want to check online. They will say we still accept previous form up to so and so date. So if it was just recently changed, then you don't have this problem. So I don't have this at the top of my head, but sometimes old forms are still accepted to a certain point. But if they say all forms will not be accepted on so and so date, then then it won't be accepted. You will have to refile a new one, and that gets a little bit complicated because you're doing a change of status. But double check on that, and then you will see it's on their website. It will state on the form itself or on the instruction till what date they will accept this form. Okay?
Yeah, so in online I see on the USCS portal I see starting from 9/17/2018 we will accept only 5/31/18 edition, but that is not the edition that we submitted.
No, but when did you submit
9/17. They said starting 9/17/2018 we will only accept 5/31/18 edition.
Okay,
so they submitted today. My employer has my attorney has submitted today, so it might reach in couple of days. But how does it work? Maybe they will start our application process after.
If it reaches before the 17th, then it will be accepted.
Oh, as long as it will reach before 9/17.
Yeah, it will. What is the date they put the last date? 9/7 or 9/17?
9/17.
Yeah, it will reach there on time.
But we will. They mentioned we will accept this 5/31/18 edition, but that is not the edition that we submitted. We submitted 0 to February edition, February 28th edition.
So you submitted one edition, which is 2 editions before. That's what you mean?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, then it's a mess.
Okay.
Yeah, then.
So you would suggest to submit the latest one?
Yeah, I would recommend that, but unfortunately I don't have it in front of me because I was thinking it's just the previous edition. How come you used that? Oh, his software probably was not updated. That's why it probably happened. That's why I don't like using the software. But you will have to just wait and see. What happens is that they will probably reject it if it is, and then you can just refile. Or you can just go ahead and ask him to file an updated one right now, but you'll have to resubmit the fee. But it gets a little bit complicated because when you send the EAD while the H4 is pending, it becomes a little bit tricky unless you send it concurrently. So there's no real solution at this point. I will wait a little bit and see how they react. And then if nothing happens, they probably might. If they cash the check, then you know they accepted the form. But with them, sometimes they make mistakes. After like 12 months, then they'll tell you, oh, this is not accepted. Then you can just go ahead and refile another one. It won't take that long. So just wait and see, and give me a call if you need help on this, 510-742-5887. Okay?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. Good luck to you. Okay, take care. Let me take another myself. This is Shabra. You're live in here. Hello. Hello. Hi. You're live in here, sir. Go ahead. I'm listening to the show. Hello. Hello.
We cannot hear you.
Hello.
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 Take the next call, please.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. You're live in here. This is Shah.
Oh, I can't hear you. Hello?
Are you outside?
Yeah, no, I'm outside. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
So, one quick question, like, is H1B premium processing still available for CAP exempt?
For CAP exam, you mean the non-profit CAP exam?
Like, who has completed 6 years and then they have their GC, the green card running, and then they are applying for the extension, H1B extension.
Yeah, that's normal CAP exam. No, it's available until the 11th. After that, it won't be available. there's a cap exam that they're talking about here are those people who are filing to non-profit organization, etc. Those are available after 11. Okay. Hello, I think I lost the call. Hello, this is Shah. You're 11 here. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes. Hello. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah, please go ahead. I'm listening to you.
Oh, okay. Okay. I used to work for an employer, and then we applied for extension, and it got approved until 2019 June for a client A. And then I moved to a different client. So when I moved to different client, my employer applied a amendment, and that amendment got approved until 2017 November. And then in 2017 November, we applied for an extension plus amendment, and then I got a denial for that in 3 days back. But my original H1, which is with the client A, is still good until June 2019. So in this case, can I go back to the client A location and can work, or am I out of status?
Yes. No, you're not out of status. If you go back to the client A, if you look at the amendment rule, the previous H1B is still good, provided client A takes you back in the same position, same location, etc. Then the previous H1B is still valid. You can use it, then you're not out of status. If
Only
not,
client A or any client in that location?
well, no, it has to be client A because the location is one factor for an amendment. But if you change client also, the rule of amendment says if there is any kind of material change, not just location. Location is what most people think of, but location is one factor. It can be change of client. It can be change of job position. Anything material, the amendment has to be filed. So if you don't go back to the same client, same position, same location, it doesn't work.
Okay, because like my position title-wise is the same. Only thing is I'm in the same location too with the different client. Only difference is the client.
Yeah, it doesn't. Then it's not good. You're out of status.
Oh, okay. So in that case, like, do I need to apply a new H1?
Yeah, you need to apply an amendment or another amendment. Or ultimately, but now you have a problem. Since it's expired, you have to do it consular processing. Unless you do, it gets a little bit complicated to explain. There's something called non-function. You can claim it again, stating that there is a mistake or an error, so you're reapplying, and try to do it so that you can stay here. Because now, if you file the case in terms of regular and you cannot get onto premium, it will be a consular processing. So what happens is that you will have to leave the country, wait for an approval, and then come back. Since there's no premium filing, you might have to wait there for 6 months to come back. And in the meantime, you might lose the end client. So it gets a little bit complicated then as from here, unless you're able to move to the same client, same location, same position.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Because like I work for a different employer, right? Like my H1 holds by a different employer.
But it already changed now. That's the unfortunate part of it. Once it changes, it becomes a material change. They have to file an amendment. So the previous one is no longer good in your case. Okay?
Okay.
Give me a call at the office. We can analyze further because it's kind of hard to analyze this kind of cases in 1 minute or two.
Because like my employer said, like if we update the LCA to going back to the old title and the old location, then he said it might be fine.
That's not the law.
Okay.
That's not the law. The law, if you go and read the case, it's a time-year case. It was issued in April 2015. What it says, if there's any material change, you have to file an amendment. Material change doesn't mean only location. It means also the client. It also means job position, etc. And if you do that, then you might find yourself into more problems in the future.
Okay, because like in the USA website, I read some like any material within the MSA, like some metropolitan.
No. You're confusing two things right now. The MSA is only if you were changing location, same client. Everything else stays the same, and you're in the same location. Let's say you're working with client X, and client X has two locations in the same MSA. You might be okay. But as soon as you have a material change, you have to file another amendment. And if the amendment is denied, you revert back to the original case. And if the original case is not exactly the same, then you don't have the original case anymore in your hands. So it's kind of risky. Okay?
And within how many days I need to go back to the
I have to take some other callers right now. Just give me a call, 510-742-5887. Let me take another. Hello? Hello?
Hello. Hi.
Yes. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well. What can I do?
First of all, a very big thank you for your show. I mean, it really helps in clarifying a lot of doubt in people's mind.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Okay. My question is, I have two questions. So one is basically regarding the H1 extension. So I think one of the previous caller asked. So you mentioned that it is only for non-profit organizations that the H1 premium is still available. For all other cases, there is no H1 premium from September 11th. Is that right?
Kind of. They say also, I think, let me double check that. They say also they have some exceptions in some locations. They will still allow it. But for majority of the cases, yes, it won't be available. They have few exceptions. If you look on their alert, on their website, there are few exceptions. I'll tell you right now. So cap exempt, even cap exempt that are filed because the employer's cap exempt or because the beneficiary will be employed at the qualifying. So even the cap exempt, those who are filed with the California Service Center you will be able to get premiums. And also, hello? Oh, I lost him. Sorry. Hello? Hello? Okay.
Hello?
Hello? Yeah, give me 1 second. Let me finish answering the previous caller because I think he got cut off. So, he was asking about the question of cap exemption. And the cap exemption that are filed with the California Service Center, if the employer is cap exempt, not you are cap exempt, but the employer is cap exempt or is working at a cap exempt company, they will be allowed to file premiums. And if you are in some petitions that are filed with the Nebraska Service Center for continuation of employment without change of employer might also qualify for premium. But most people will not qualify. So let me take another call. Let me talk. Actually, you're already here. So sorry for that. Yes. What can I do?
So if an H1B gets not approved, can we still apply for the H1 with different employer within that 60-day grace period, or do we need to leave the country?
Okay, that has been a gray area. There are two schools of thought on that. I personally believe you can because I've done it in a couple of cases because the grace period continues on, provided you get an answer within the 60 days. But some people say no, it's a one-time deal. Once you file it, if you get denied, you can still file as a consular processing, but you have to leave the country and come back. So it all depends how you look at it. I personally think you should be able to refile because the 60-day grace period continues on. Just because you apply for another company, it doesn't mean that you lose that 60-day grace period. But in practical terms, I doubt unless you get a job right away, you file in the premium, you won't get an answer that fast because they usually send an RFE, etc. But the answer is kind of a yes for me personally. Although some lawyers tell you no, you can't do it. But right now you have a problem because there's no premium, so that for most people. So that might not even work.
Oh, but the premium, they said for like who apply for the California Service Center is still on. The premium processing is good for the CAP.
No. Only for CAP exempt companies, not regular. CAP exempt companies means like non-profit, like organizations, like for example, a big university filing for H1. These are H1Bs that don't go through the lottery.
So basically, the premium processing is not valid after September 11th. Then, except for the non-exempt company.
Yeah, for most cases, yes.
Oh, okay. That one's for the people who are on I-140 approved and going for H-1B extension like third or fourth time. Even for those people.
Well, I have not seen that there. They didn't mention anything about that because if you look at it, it says the suspension doesn't apply for number one, CAP exempt people. Number two, petitions filed exclusively with the Nebraska Service Center, and they put two conditions: notice of Part 4 and extend the stay. So those are the only two exceptions I see so far, unless there's something else that they amended later. But the rest, everybody, even if you are in 6-year extension, you don't get any preference at this point. The CAP exempt doesn't mean CAP exempt because you have an I-140 approved. It means CAP exemption for companies who are qualified as CAP exemption, like hospitals, universities, non-profit organizations, etc.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yep.
So let me take a
CAP exempt because you have an I-140 approved.
Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Hey, sure. This is Sunil.
Hi, Sunil.
Yeah. So my question is, I moved from employer A to employer B full time, and they started my green card processing, and I have valid I-140 with earlier employer. So in the form 9089, they are actually mentioning my educational completion date as my award date, the certificate, the year I got a degree certificate, and not the completion date of my bachelor degree. So, which is like December 7 is my award date, and May 2004 is my completion date. So they are saying they are putting December 2007 because they are getting a lot of RFPs these days. So what should be the date mentioned there?
Okay. Well, technically, it's the date that you. What is the date on your certificate?
Okay, so the certificate has two dates. What is mentioned in the transcript, which is like I completed my bachelor's degree in May 2004, and issue date at the bottom is December 7.
Well, to be on the safe side, just stick to December 7, because otherwise you will get a lot of questions. Okay, explain when you got graduated, show your transcript, etc. So, on the safe side, December 7 is a good choice. Okay.
Yeah, but now another question is, since my earlier employer also filed my green card and I checked their 9089 form, they mention May 2004. So will that lead to any RFPs or things like that? Because it's the same applicant, right? My green card is just because I switched the job, my green card has to be started again in EAD2. But two different dates.
Yeah. It might create some issues, but bottom line, as long as you can explain it, it's not a major problem, so you should be okay. So just go ahead and explain it if they come back and ask the question in an hour.
Okay. So I'll just put the award date, which is like a connotation date.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay. Good luck to you. Let me take another call. This is Shaprali, 11 a.m.
Hi, sure. Thanks for taking my call. I have
You're
a
welcome.
question related to amendment.
Yes.
Currently, I'm in company A and I'm moving to the same company which is in the different state. So my attorney said he's going to do amendment and my extension is due for the next year later. So he said with amendment we still override the extension and I'll get the new approval with a new notice, right? But if I move before approval, do you see any risk?
Well, technically, your lawyer is right. However, practically, we are seeing problems right now because what they are doing, if you put an amendment, they are stopping the amendment on the date of the previous H-1B, and they are ignoring the new one if no extension was filed. And that kind of baffles me because I remember when we file an amendment, we used to request an extension attached to it, and you don't have to file two. So in reality, your lawyer is right, like I said, in technical terms, but in practical terms, it might not work. So it all depends. But yes, he's right. When you file an amendment, the extension is usually included. But recently, you have this situation where basically, if you don't file the extension, you file only the amendment, you end up by getting an amendment which ends only on the date of the previous H-1B. And I've seen that in a couple of cases. So he's right, but they are making him not right. That's all.
Suppose if the amendment with extension got denied, what are the options to me? Can I come back to my current company I work?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So what he was saying is
you can come back provided the I-94 is valid and provided there's no change, material change on anything. Like I mentioned earlier to the previous caller.
And what he told me is that if the amendment got declared and she said I cannot come back to the current location, I don't know the reason, but we have to file a new application. So when we file a new application, that is going to be a lottery and all something like that, or it's independent of CAP?
Okay, I'm a little bit confused what he's saying. Technically, the way amendment works, let's say for example, with client A, you have till 2020, okay? And you move to client B with the same employer, and then you get denied on the amendment. If client A wants you back on the same position, same location and everything, there's nothing to be filed. You can just go back to client A. Okay. But if there's any changes, then yes, they have to file a new amendment or file a new application. But to answer your question, do you have to go to the lottery? The answer is usually no, as long as you have not completed 6 years or you have an I-140 approval pending labor, then no, you don't have to go to the lottery. It's just you revive the same H-1B.
Oh, okay. Actually, I'm just going to the same company, not a client. The same company, different location with all the existing status is same, like reporting the same manager, same salary, same role.
Location changed the whole dynamic. Because a different location means an amendment. Like I was mentioning earlier, so I'm going to kind of go over this. The amendment is done based on what the Samuel case that came in April 2015. What this case says is if there's any material change in your H-1B, material change doesn't mean just a location. It means client change. It means job description change. It can mean anything which is material. Material means important, significant, right? So as long as you have this kind of change, you are supposed to file an amendment. It doesn't matter if your client stays the same, job description stays the same, but as soon as the location changes, it becomes material. Let's say the location stays the same.
To wait for the approval and move?
Well, it all depends. I have to look at your case to tell you that. But, if it is refiled, then you move. But you have to also look at your situation. Are you out of status? Are you in status?
No, I'm on H-1B. I have the I-140 approved. I have H-1B till next year end. I to have the I-1 approval also.
Okay, your H-1B expires when?
I have H-1B. I'm already completing my 6 years, and I got already 1 year extension with my previous I-140 approval. But
No. But that was with the current employer or a different employer?
I actually had the approval from the 2 employers. Now I'm in the current A company, and I also have the I-140 with this company.
No, forget about I-140. That's not the issue. I'm talking about the H-1B.
The H-1B is with the current company.
Okay. So you have a H-1B till what time on the current company with your extension and everything?
Till 2019 September.
Okay. And right now, what did they file for you? Amendment, extension?
They said they are going to file an amendment for the relocation, and when I asked I am due for the extension, they said that amendment will cover that. Override the extension with this application.
Okay. Well, right now you're fine till 2019, but if you're filing an amendment, technically you should extend it, but you will not be able to file an extension right now. It's too early. Because you can only file it 6 months prior. So, what date of 2019 you say? January?
September.
Okay, it's too early. You won't be able to file an extension. So, when you file the amendment, they will request for an extension. If you get it, it's fine. Otherwise, down the road, you have to file an extension.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Good luck to you. Okay, let me take another call. This is Shapra.
Hi. Hello.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. I'm listening to you.
This is again regarding the H-1B extension premium processing, which you already answered. But my question is, by the way, this is Rahul. I work for Apple in Bay Area, and they are filing my H-1B extension next month. So will my H-1B extension will go under premium process?
Where is it going to be filed? Nebraska?
So, I don't know where the filing in Nebraska or California. Can they file in Nebraska?
No. They have to have jurisdiction to file in Nebraska. If it is filed in Nebraska, from what I'm understanding from their memo, and you are asking for continuation of employment, that means basically there's no change, same employment, etc., you might qualify for premium. But it's kind of a fine line. If there's any kind of change, then you cannot file under premium. And only Nebraska they will allow. It is confusing what they wrote, but that's why those petitions filed, they say the suspension doesn't apply to those petitions filed at the Nebraska Service Center by an employer requesting a continuation of approved employment without change with the same employer. That means an extension of the same employment and everything. And then with a concurrent request to notify Part 4, so beneficiary can obtain a visa or admittance. There's also a third exception. If there are some kind of extraordinary circumstances, they will allow you to file an I-907, that means a premium, provided that you can show that there's some kind of urgency for you to file. And I think that's what the previous caller was referring to, and I didn't mention that. So most people, unfortunately, will probably not get that exception. So the two exceptions that are clear right now is the one for capital companies, and number 2 for an extension of a previously approved employment without change with the same employer filed at the Nebraska Service Center. So those are the only two, and the third one, if you have an extraordinary circumstance, like for example someone is sick, etc., or you definitely need it, then you can claim that and try to file a premium.
So my question is that, again, I'm a little bit confused. So can Apple file my extension in Nebraska Center, or it will be headed by USCIS and it will be go under California Center?
No, you cannot just pick the service center. You have to fall into that by jurisdiction. I don't know where they are filing, which place, and where you're working, etc. That is hard to tell.
I work in Bay Area only, and
yeah, so
I work
the California Service Center probably. So you won't get the premium.
So I won't get the premium processing, is it? For my H1B extension,
yeah.
it's a great thing.
Yeah, unless the case is processed by the Nebraska Service Center, then you might be able to do premium.
Okay. But my question is, they said that they are continuing the suspension, right? That's the statement they mentioned on USCIS website. And I know that some of my colleagues who filed the H1B extension like a couple of months back, their extension went in premium processing. So that's why I'm confused that when they
the title is confusing. Let me tell you what they're talking about. There was a block of premium on cap exam. That means those who were filing under lottery, there was no ability to file under premium. Remember this year when people filed on April 1st?
Correct.
Nobody was able to file on 907. So that one was supposed to expire in the right now. What happened is that when they say extending the suspension, they're talking about this one, but they added more on it. That's all. Look at the title. The USCIS extends and expands the suspension. So the extension is for those people who file under the lottery. So their cases will not be adjudicated. They cannot file premium because some people have not even gotten an answer on the H1B. Even we are close to October. So those people will not be able to file a premium because they could file a premium to upgrade. Plus they expanded. That means they are also kind of adding more people in the situation. So it is a little bit tricky. I have few more callers and I don't have that much time. So maybe just look at the stuff on there or give me a call at the office. We can discuss into more details. 510-752-5887.
Yeah, just a summary. So my case can go.
Okay, Mr. Shah, you're live in here. Hello.
Hi, Shah. Thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes, hi, Mr. Shah. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, sir. Quick question. I was thinking of applying for my mother petition, for the green card application from India. So, do I need to? The birth certificate which I have is mine, and then that one is translated like in English also, and then that shows her name and my name. That should be good enough.
Okay. If your question is basically you have only the translation, don't you have the original?
That's in a different language, like in Hindi.
Yeah. But you have to put that first, and then you attach the translation to it. You cannot just put only the translation, okay?
So I gotta put both, right?
Yes, because otherwise it will have no value, okay?
Oh, I see. And then what about do I need to add like my W-2, like the tax return or something, or just a?
Yeah, you might. It all depends on your case because how you're filing. If you're filing when your mom is here or your mom is outside, but ultimately.
No, she's in India right now.
Yeah, but not at this level. You will have to do that when it reaches the National Visa Center. Then they will ask you for an I-864, which is the affidavit of support. This is when you show your taxes, etc. Okay.
Oh, for the beginning, it's just whatever the 3 documents they are asking. That's all I needed, right?
There's a lot more documents. Unfortunately, I don't have that time to.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
There are a lot of more documents in there, so I don't think I can take more callers. One more I can take quickly, or I don't know. So let me kind of recap for today. I also want to talk a little bit about debt settlement before we finish. This is another area where we help people if you have a debt. And right now, a lot of people are leaving the country or moving to Canada, and they have credit cards. And I've seen a lot of people asking that question. and they don't know what to do because they don't have a job and they can barely afford it. What we can do for you, we can negotiate those debts and reduce it. And also, if you need help, like, for example, you have a loan or something, not student loan, but other loans, you want us to negotiate for you, give us a call, 510-742-5887. 510-742-5887. And just to recap today, we had a lot of callers, by the way. I wanted to thank you a lot, all of you, for calling today. And I really apologize. Sometimes I try my best to give a very long answer, but then I penalize other people, unfortunately. And I know sometimes also we have technical issues because all this is being done by phone, and I really apologize on this too. So I will recommend, if you want a consultation, call our office, 510-742-5887. Unfortunately, if you call the office, there is a consultation fee, but otherwise you can always call us next week. But just to let you know, whatever I tell you usually on the radio is very limited, because I am making my assessment based on the few facts you're giving me. But if your case is more complicated, like a lot of people will keep giving me facts in the middle, and things will change, because I might tell you an answer which is good for you, and then it's not good for your friend. So everybody has a custom made. General questions are easy to answer. For example, tell me, okay, what do I have for my spouse when I'm on H1? It's H4, right? So these are general questions, but it comes to detail of your case. It's very, very difficult, and I understand that people want to try to get their best, but I cannot kind of analyze things like that, unfortunately, unless I get all the data in front of me. Having said that, we try our best to kind of guide you in general terms. So bottom line today, the confusion is happening. What is being extended on the H1B premium suspension? Who gets the exceptions? Who gets the exceptions, etc., etc. And the truth is that if you look at what they wrote there, it is not that confusing, but people are getting confused, number one, on what they call cap exam. Okay, there's one cap exam which is cap exam of the H1B staff. That means you have reached, you are within the 6 years, or you have an I-140 approved. But this is not the cap exemption they're talking about here for those who can still file premium. They're talking about cap exempt companies. That means an employer who is cap exempt, like a non-profit, and also which is filed with the California Service Center. The other one they're saying also, which will still be able to do premium, are those being filed at the Nebraska Service Center, but only for same employment, basically for an extension, continuation of previous approved employment without change with the same employer. That means, sorry for that, you are a software engineer, you're working with company A at position A, everything is the same, you're filing an extension, and that extension goes to the Nebraska Service Center, you will be able to file premium. And I know this is going to create a lot of confusion. God knows why they put it this way, but there's also another exception that they put, which is a general exception. If there's some kind of extraordinary circumstances, kind of exceptional situations, they will still consider it and give you premium. And that is at their discretion, so I won't count too much on it. So bottom line now, that suspension is going to affect a lot of people. A lot of people are going to suffer, and that's going to really hurt a lot of people, especially if you have a denial, you have to file, and you have to leave the country, etc. So we wish all of you good luck. And just before I finish, for those who might want to qualify for EB1, we had a very good discussion. It's on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Shapirailaw. Please check it and make sure that you looked into a possibility of EB1, because we are hoping that the next visa bulletin will have, I don't know if the visa bulletin is out, but I'm hoping that it will come out in a way that we see a movement on EB1. So I wish you all the best, and anything I told you today is my opinion. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. Feel free to call our office, 510-742-5887. Website to check, attorneyalia.com. Thank you, Michael, and I think Amit is there. Amit, are you there?